Greetings and welcome to another Pokemon 2019 or Pokemon Journeys the series anime video. In this video I want to talk about the new opening theme for the Pokemon 2019 or Pokemon Journeys anime. This is now the third opening theme. This series has a new opening theme as of episode 50, which is the latest episode at the time of recording and uploading this video. I was not expecting this at all because I was not expecting them to change the opening again so soon. The first opening was used for 31 episodes and it was changed to the second opening in episode 32. The second opening was then used until episode 49, so the second opening was only used for 17 episodes. Now I say new opening, but it is still the same song, 1, 2, 3. The song itself has not changed. The lyrics have not changed. The difference is that it is performed by different people. Back when this series began, it was announced that this would be the case, that different people would perform 1, 2, 3 while giving it their own spin. The 1, 2, 3 that was used in episodes 1 through 31 is performed by the group After the Rain. The 1, 2, 3 that was used in episodes 32 to 49 is performed by Takanori Nishikawa, better known as TM Revolution, and Kirisho from the band Golden Bomber. The third version of 1, 2, 3, which is now the third opening theme, is performed by Karage Shimai, which consists of Erika Ikuta and Sayuri Matsumura from the idol group Nogisaka 46. So, the actual song and lyrics are still the same, but the visual portion of the opening is completely different, and that will be the topic of this video. So, let's get to it. The first thing I want to talk about is Chloe. She appears in this new opening a lot. Definitely a lot more than in the previous two openings. Chloe caught an Eevee in episode 49 of Pokemon Journeys, which means she officially became a trainer. I believe that she would probably go on to appear in the anime more often now, and that she would travel with Ash and Go more. Chloe appears in episode 50 and she travels to Galar with Ash and Go. However, she is absent from the episode 51 preview, so she probably won't appear in this episode, which means that she was not promoted to main character. She will not appear in every episode, but she should still appear much more often, which is nice. Since she caught Eevee, I believe that she could catch more Pokemon in the future, and indeed, the latest special preview shows her with a Galarian Ponyta and a Galarian Rapidash. So I assume that she would probably catch one of these, probably the Ponyta. The new opening does show Chloe with the Galarian Ponyta, so I think it's safe to assume that she will catch Ponyta. In this same scene where Chloe is seen with Ponyta, we can see Ash's Dragonite with a Rookidee on its head. Now this probably does not mean anything, but it did make me think, man, I hope Ash catches a Rookidee in the future. I hope that this is hinting that Ash will indeed catch a Rookidee in the future. Also, in a later segment, Eevee is seen jumping off Chloe's shoulder, and we can see Eevee and its evolutions through Chloe's eyes. Could this mean that her Eevee will evolve someday? Or is it just to show that Eevee has the option to evolve someday? In episode 49, it was mentioned that Eevee might not evolve because she is unsure of what path she wants to take. She is unsure of what evolution she wants to evolve into. So if she ever makes up her mind, she could evolve. This segment could be hinting at that. She has multiple options and she could choose one someday. Moving on, Grookey appears in the opening. It's seen dancing around, it jumps, and it steps on Ash and Go's faces while they seemingly try to catch it. This obviously means that Grookey will appear in Pokemon Journey soon, which is something that was already known since Grookey appeared at the end of the latest special preview. Even before the latest special preview, it was already expected that Grookey would eventually appear in the anime, because all of the starters of the current generation always appear in the anime, and we know that someone is going to catch Grookey since all the starters of the current generation always end up being caught by a main character in the anime. The only thing that is not clear or known yet is who will catch it, Ash or Go, and I guess that Chloe could also catch it now that she is a trainer as well. There is no concrete evidence at this point that can help us discern the answer to this question, so anyone could catch Grookey. In the new opening, Grookey essentially dodges Ash and Go as they both try to grab it. This could mean that Ash and Go might compete over it, as in they will both want to catch it, and they will both try to catch it. Now, while there is no solid evidence that points to who will catch Grookey, there are a couple of things that support that Ash will catch it, and some that support that Go will catch it. Ash always catches at least one starter Pokemon of the current generation in every series, and he has yet to catch a starter of the current generation in Pokemon Journeys. It makes sense then if Ash catches Grookey because this rule would be satisfied. It's also worth noting that Grass is the starter type that Ash owns the most. He owns every single grass type starter except for Chespin, and except for Grookey, of course. So Grass is the starter type that Ash catches the most of. So it would be fitting if Ash catches Grookey, and honestly I think that Grookey suits Ash better. As for Go, the only thing supporting that he might catch Grookey is that he already owns the other two Generation 8 starter Pokemon. So it would not be that surprising if he ends up catching all of them. This would leave Ash without a current generation starter, which breaks the aforementioned rule that Ash always catches a starter of the current generation in every series. However, Ash was the only main character that could catch more than one starter Pokemon of the current generation in each series, and yet, this rule was broken in Pokemon Journeys when Go caught Sobble. So if this rule can be broken, then I think that the other rule could also be broken. Now, in episode 54, Sobble will meet an Inteleon, and it will want to train to become strong because of this Inteleon. Since Sobble wants to be strong and it wants to train, I think that Ash could help it because Ash has more experience than Go in training Pokemon. And this could lead to Ash getting Sobble from Go. It's unlikely, yes, but it's possible. They might throw us for a loop by having Go catch Grookey, but he gives Sobble to Ash, so Ash still gets a starter and Go still has two starters. All of this is, of course, heavy speculation. As for Chloe, I did think at some point a while back that she could catch one of the Generation 8 starters if she became a trainer and main character. Now, she did become a trainer, but not a main character, and I only believe that Chloe would catch one of the starters if Ash and Go each catch one, so it would be like it was in Kalos and Hoenn. When Go caught Sobble, this possibility went out the window. I also think that if Ash does not catch Grookey, then Chloe would not catch it instead of Go, especially since she does not appear in the Grookey segment of the opening. So I think that either Ash or Go will catch Grookey, and I seriously hope that Ash is the one that catches it. At this point, the suspense of who will catch Grookey is killing me, and I hope that we find out who catches Grookey soon. So moving on, there is a segment that shows the legendary beasts Suicune, Raikou, and Entei alongside Go. Suicune is in the middle because it will appear in Pokemon Journeys in episode 53, and Go is here because he will try to catch it. This is pretty much the same thing that was shown in the second opening with the legendary birds. All three of them show up. Zapdos is in the middle because it's the one that actually gets to appear in Pokemon Journeys, and Go is in the segment because he goes on to battle it and he tries to catch it. So not much speculation here, but I wanted to point out the parallels to the previous opening. Next, I want to talk about Leon because he shows up a ton in this new opening. He is seen looking at a map, which probably does not help him much, and he is seen driving a jeep with Ash, Chloe, and Go on board. It's like they are going on an adventure together with Leon leading the way. Not the best leader for an expedition considering that he is directionally challenged, but I do wonder if this is just a fun visual for the opening, or if Leon will really drive Ash, Chloe, and Go around, and he will lead them to adventure. They are seen driving around the wild area, and they stop at some beautiful scenery alongside their Pokemon. So it could just be a nice theme for the opening, or perhaps Leon will play a bigger role in the anime soon. There is also a segment that shows Ash and Leon battling, which could again just be a cool visual to show in the opening, or perhaps they will have another battle soon, maybe so that Leon can test how far Ash has come thus far, and so that Ash can see how much he has grown thus far. Or maybe this is just teasing their eventual final battle at the end of the series. There is a segment that shows Ash and his Lucario battling Go and his Cinderace, which looks pretty cool. Ash and Go don't really have a reason to battle each other, especially since Go is not really interested in battling, so who knows if they will actually battle each other. But if they do, it should be a great battle and Ash better win because Go should not be able to defeat Ash even if Cinderace has a type advantage over Lucario. Now, going back to what I mentioned before with Grookey, if Ash and Go really end up competing over it, then perhaps they will battle for it, like Ash and Misty did back in Johto, where they battled for Totodile. So again, this could just be a cool visual, or perhaps Ash and Go might actually battle each other in the future. Next, I want to discuss this segment that shows a bunch of human characters and Pokemon that have appeared in Pokemon Journeys thus far. Some of these humans and Pokemon have yet to appear in this series, but their presence here in this segment suggests that they probably will soon. Now, there are a lot of characters here, and this segment moves fast, so it is hard to notice and point out every single detail, but I do want to mention two things that caught my eye here. First, an Infernape is seen, which I would like to say is Ash's Infernape, but of course, there is no evidence that suggests that this is the case. This is just wishful thinking. This is probably someone else's Infernape, or perhaps it's a wild Infernape. All of this also applies to Snorlax and Mach, who also appear in this segment. The second thing I want to point out is that Rillaboom is also seen here. This could have something to do with the Grookey that will appear soon. Maybe this Rillaboom will be connected to Grookey in some way. Perhaps this is hinting at Grookey's future, that it will end up as a Rillaboom, or maybe Grookey will encounter its evolved form eventually, just like Sobble will encounter Inteleon in episode 54. There are other cool Pokemon that show up during this segment, but these are the most noteworthy ones for me. A trio of Team Rocket grunts also appear wearing their classic black uniform, but I have no clue what their deal is. It does remind me of Pokemon Go, however. And finally, we get to what is, in my opinion, the most epic part of the opening. There is a segment where multiple characters hold a Pokeball. Professor Oak is one of the characters that appears in this segment. I am guessing that he might have a role in an upcoming episode. Maybe it has something to do with another character that shows up in this segment later, which I will leave for last. Korrina also appears in this segment, which means that she might reappear in Pokemon Journey soon, which would of course be amazing. She has to meet Ash's Lucario, and it would be great to see a battle between Lucarios, and it would also be amazing if Korrina can give Ash what he needs to Mega Evolve his Lucario. Sonia also shows up here. I would definitely love to see more of her in the future, so hopefully she does reappear in the anime at some point. Bea appears here as well. I am sure that she will reappear in the anime since Ash has yet to defeat her, and episode 39 did set her up to be a rival of Ash. Wikstrom shows up next. The latest special preview already revealed that he will appear in Pokemon Journey soon and he will battle Ash. And the last two characters that appear in this segment were an unexpected but very special surprise. Iris and then Gary appear at the end of this segment, which means that they will return in Pokemon Journeys, which is of course very, very exciting. This was by far the hypest moment in the new opening, and it definitely got me pumped for the future of this series. It's always great to see old characters return, especially traveling companions and rivals of Ash. I am hoping for a meeting of the Dragonite with Iris, and I am hoping for a good old battle of the rivals with Gary, who looks a lot more like his in-game counterpart Blue, and he looks as cocky as ever. Perhaps Professor Oak will appear alongside Gary. And that's all I have for you in this video. It's amazing how much hype they can pack into 1 minute and 30 seconds. Pokemon Journeys has been amazing thus far, and it looks like that will not stop anytime soon. But that's the video. As always, leave your own thoughts down in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did and would like to see more like it, then please consider subscribing to my channel. I love Pokemon and I love making videos on both the anime and the games. Also, please consider clicking the links on screen so that you can check out more videos like this right away. Thank you very much for watching, and let's meet again in the next video.